Fell.
Correct, Zoo.
Let's go.
Great stuff. So here's the deal. Key yesterday said, and Key, we got to mark the tape. I don't know if they do that in 2021. That seems like a very 1990s thing to say. But we got to mark the tape because yesterday I said to Key, I said, isn't it kind of strange we have all these NFL head coaching openings and we haven't had any of them filled? And Key said,
no.
And sure enough, mark the tape. Key is now right. Maybe for the first time. No, Key is right. He said, listen, over the next 3 days, you're going to see at least 3 hires. And then we're basically, as soon as the other teams that are deep into the playoffs that have coordinators, eventually when those teams are eliminated, they'll fill up real quick. Key, you're right. We had 2 yesterday since we left. We got 1 more today. Boom. We're right on target. Urban Meyer, Jacksonville, Robert Saleh, the Jets.
Yeah, it happens, though, right? It feels like when the season's over, teams are hiring and hiring. Remember, it's not college football. There is no recruiting period where they got to hire a guy immediately as soon as that seat becomes available. They've got to do their research and go through this whole lengthy process to make sure that they're getting the guy to align with them and all of that sort of stuff. So you got 2 down. You probably got 1 more to go here over the next couple of days. And then, as you said, once the divisional round is completed, now a couple of those coordinators, you start to take a look at that and see where the next wave of head coaching vacancies will get filled. Urban Meyer to Jacksonville, it was destined to happen. When you start hearing crazy numbers being floated out there at the $12 million number, and he's getting on a plane and he's meeting on the yacht and he's at the house eating lunch and just all the stuff that you align with coaches taking jobs, being sneaky along the way, putting their staffs together, because they go real silent on you. And they still go real silent. And, you know, this world, no one can hold water. The moment that someone says something, they start getting all giddy. They're going to call another person who's calling another person. What you think? You think I should do this? Urban called me last night. And then everything starts to float out there. And guys like our Adam Schefter and Dan Graziani, they get it. And then they start to put their pieces together, and then the news is made that Urban Meyer is eventually going to take the Jaguars job, and he took it yesterday evening. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the years are, but I do know that he has about $100 million in cap space, 11 picks, including the first overall pick. The intriguing part of that, J and Z, is what will he do with the number 1 overall pick? What is his staff going to look like? Is Trent Baalke, the former general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, who helped Jim Harbaugh lead them to a Super Bowl, who is now in place as the interim general manager, will he be retained as a full-time general manager to kind of ease the process? And I would think for Urban Meyer that the buck stops with him. All sign-off is him. He has full control, I would think, because a guy with this type of legacy, pedigree is surely not going to go into a situation where he does not have full control, Jay.
Key, can we have a quick tangent for 1 second?
Sure.
Why do I feel like Zubin and Key, maybe a week ago, Eric Bieniemy's whole head was sticking out the door seeing what's going on, and now I feel like that door is closed so much already, so fast, and with Brian Daboll potentially going – Dable, I may have butchered his name either way, going to the Chargers.
Too many Dables and days.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Not enough Zubins.
Definitely not enough Zubins. But if that door is closed drastically, if that opportunity happens, like Eric Bieniemy all of a sudden looking for the 2nd year in a row.
That would be Bieniemy. You mix Bieniemy and Dable together.
Got it. Bieniemy. You know what I'm talking about, kid.
It's early in the morning. I get it.
Early. But it's amazing how fast that happens. Again, year 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We still got some vacancies, right? We just don't know. Houston is still there. The Jets fill their spot. Jags fill their spot. Chargers are still there. Detroit just hired their general manager yesterday, which I love. That is still available. Atlanta has basically targeted their general manager, and I think they agreed in principle. So the head coaching vacancies are still available, so it's not too late. Remember, there was 7 job openings, I think, Jay, right?
Yeah,
was it 7? So they filled 2. You got 5 more to go, right? Let's see what happens.
Here's what I would say, fellas. There's 3 major concerns with me with regards to Urban Meyer. Key, you mentioned one of them. And then there's a macro question I think that needs to be addressed. Number 1 is control. right? A guy's always had that level of control, so you're going to expect to get that level of control.
Absolutely.
Number two, we got to just state this. Urban Meyer claims, and I have no reason to not believe him, even though there's always skeptics out there about everything, that he stepped away from his last 2 jobs. Not his last job. He stepped away from his last 2 jobs in coaching because of health concerns. He had major health concerns in Florida. He stepped away. There were some people that thought there was something else, but I'm not going to listen to those people. He said, I have some health concerns. I got a son. I got a couple daughters. I want to see them grow up, play college sports. I'm stepping away. Then he takes the Ohio State job, does a great job, and then, even though there were some things going on with some assistant coaches and there were some things inside the Ohio State program in the university that didn't particularly go Meyer's way and people were holding him culpable for, a rogue assistant coach, some sexual assault allegations involving members of his staff, he walked away after defeating Washington in the Rose Bowl, essentially saying, look, I have a cyst in my head. I am sick. I am ill. I need to walk away. Now you're walking into an NFL head coaching job, which might be one of the most stressed, pressure-packed jobs in all of American sports. And the last 2 jobs you walked away from because you were too ill to continue. That concerns me.
Well, look,
fair point.
Which part concerns you? That his health, or that he's just saying stuff as he steps down? Which part?
No. The former. The compounding interest of saying he legitimately had health concerns at both places, and now he's going to a job where the stress level is going to ratchet up. Yeah, Jeff.
I was going to say real quick, it's funny, and I'm sure Key's felt this way around legendary coaches who've coached their whole life. This is their whole existence, right? This is who they are, fully. They are so invested in the game and the X's and O's of the game. It's absorbed in their DNA. That's not going to change. It's addictive to change and to be in that, have that kind of control, and also help people at the same time, right? By forming teammates and things of that sort. This is who Urban Meyer is.
Well, look, here's what I would say. Urban Meyer's not going to take a head coach job or get involved in a situation that is going to put his health at risk. I mean, these coaches have doctors and they got all sorts of stuff. He's not going to all of a sudden just decide, I'm going to go back to coaching. When working on television, he's still coaching, believe it or not. He's still stressed. He's still thinking about X's and O's and how can I do this? And if I was on the sideline, so that stress level may not be as high, but it's still there. And you see it in players that don't want to leave the game. To Jay's point about coaches and this is their life, you see it in players that don't want to leave. That just, even when they leave, they still think they can still play and they still training as if they're going to get a call because it's just embedded in them. That was one of the reasons I retired early, is because I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to sit around and be in my 15th year playing football, and by the time I get to 16, I still think I'm the same guy when I was in my 7th year in the league, because I just don't want to leave. I want to be one of the guys. I still want to wear an earring in my ear. You know that dude, Jay. That's why you laughing. Man, I'm damn near, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know that guy. I still got an earring in my, I got an earring in my ear, and I'm training like I'm getting ready to go to training camp, because I can't get it out of my system.
The hoop earring, Key. The hoop earring.
Well, not necessarily that, but just I got an earring, and I still think I got swag, and I'm 50 years old. Man, sit down somewhere.
Last concern I would just say here in our final minute is that Urban Meyer